joining us here on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. Chris, you ready for this one?
I mean,
is he your favorite? Is he?
He is my favorite player, not named Michael Jordan. I mean, I grew up in the age where like every kid loved Michael Jordan, but
so then he don't count.
Being from the Northeast, Paul Pierce is my guy. I love this guy.
Do you? I mean,
I don't want to make it awkward.
No,
if he was here, it'd be even more awkward.
Well, you'd want a hug from him, right?
Yeah, and I would have brought in my 2008 finals and a jersey I'd be wearing. You know what I mean? It would be a big thing.
Okay.
He would be me like yesterday when Stone Cold was here. That would be.
Well, geez. Oh, here we go.
It'd be like
okay, so let's get him right here on the Rich Eisen Show on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. A basketball Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats from the Boston Celtics, courtesy of DraftKings. Joining us here is Paul Pierce. How you doing, Paul?
Yo, what's up? Hey, I'm on the great Rich Eisen Show. I can't believe it.
What do you mean you can't believe it? What are you talking about? Come on now.
Finally, after all these years, I'm on.
Paul, you've had an open invitation that you just clearly, I guess, didn't know about. Come on now. Come on now. This is great.
How's everybody?
We're good. Chris, you want to say hello to Paul Pierce? I mean,
Paul,
this is Chris Brockman, Paul.
On behalf of the Celtic Nation, just thank you for your years and years of greatness, the title in 2008 and everything. We appreciate you now and forever.
Hey, did y'all see the retirement? Wasn't it great? We got the big three back together.
It was amazing. We talked about that earlier in the week. And, I mean, the amount of tissues I had to wipe my face from the tears, like Kevin Garnett telling the crowd that he F's with you guys F with me, so I F with you. It was amazing. And just like Big Baby during the game getting kicked out of his seat because he was in the wrong seat. Like everything, Eddie House, like everybody being there was so incredible. And the fact that Ray showed up and you guys are all good now. It's fantastic.
No, that was awesome. I loved it.
I got Paul Pierce here back on the Rich Eisen Show. Paul Pierce, courtesy of DraftKings, here on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. Let's get into the Garnett retirement ceremony, as you mentioned just moments ago. Big three back together. What was that like for you to see, Paul?
No, that was awesome, man. It was just like, everybody knew we had our little feud going for so long, and the crazy thing is we always gonna be a brotherhood, and for Ray to show up to KG's retirement was everything. That I think, for people who didn't know, we had a chance to talk during the 75th anniversary during All-Star weekend, but for the Celtic fans on the Celtic in the Boston Garden to see it up close and personal was even more special, and we needed that. I
got to be honest with you, the fact that this happened, and now you're saying that the 75th anniversary at the All-Star game helped lead to it. I'm kind of surprised because the video that went viral was Ray getting dapped up by LeBron and KG having none of it, to the point where even LeBron might have snapped to attention over all of that. I'm sure you saw that video, right,
Yeah,
Paul?
that was people were just reading too much in it because we was in the back laughing and joking before all of that.
Huh.
No, everybody took that out of context, I'm telling you.
So,
I even laughed at next day when people were talking about it.
Well, how much did you have to do with bringing both of these guys together, Paul? How much were you broken up?
You know what? I'm friends with both of them, and I kind of call myself like the glue, and I just, I had to make that happen. So when we were in the back, I was like, come on, man, this is over with. We about to take a picture. We about to chop it. We didn't have too many good times with our families and stuff for it to come to this, and it's been blown over. As we all say, time heals all wounds. And so, it's been enough time for us to just, squash it and just like, look, man, we had too many good times that outweigh the bad times. So it's time for us to do this.
So there was no groundwork laid before the All-Star game? It was just the two?
We went to the All-Star game. I just kind of brought Ray over and toward where the ticket was at. And then I was like, come on, y'all, we about to take this picture. We about to squash it. And then, after the set, we took the picture during the All-Star weekend during the 75th anniversary team. I called Ray like, look, you got to come to the KG ceremony. I don't know if he was planning on doing it, but I was like, look, you got to come. I think it'll be epic. I think we need to do it all right there in the Garden, let everybody know that, we still the big three, Boston's big three.
Yeah, but I mean, he had to also know, because he's been on the record as saying that the snubs that he's received from Kevin really cut deep, and he didn't want to feel that way again. So did you then have to call Kevin and say, hey, he's coming, you're cool, right? Did you have to just check one last check in with KG?
No, I did not not tell Kevin that he was coming.
Oh,
I didn't. I wanted that was going to be the big surprise.
that's quite the dice roll, Paul. I got to be honest with you.
But we made up during the All-Star weekend, so this was like icing on the cake once we got to the KG's retirement.
So then, did you? So you okay? So there was no exhale when you saw that Kevin was all cool with it, right? Like you that's what you expected, is what you're saying, Paul.
Yeah, because me and Kevin talked about it a lot.
Okay.
That's my boy. We live down the street from each other. I was like, man, it's not letting it just. And I just popped up on him. I was like, we talked about this for a long time.
Yeah,
it's not something that just came up because we was in the same room together. I was like, man, look, KG, as you all know, KG wrote a book. He got his own podcast, and I was like, it'd be dope, dude, if you had Ray on it. And he was like, yeah, I would have Ray on it. And it was just kind of like, warming them up to it. And then, when we saw Ray, it was like, man, come on, dog, it's about that time. So this is not something that just, let me throw this on you, Kevin, because you can't just throw nothing on KG.
And Paul too. Nobody really knew it was happening because, as Rich said, it was the video that we saw of the side eye, and then you posted the picture of the three of you on Instagram the next day, and it was just like, wait a second, is everything cool now? Like, me and all the fans were just going nuts.
Yeah, I had to post that because the narrative. When people look at that video, they create their own narrative of what happened. But, like, people don't know. We was in the back, he in the ha-ha, and before all of that. I just think, they just caught a KG just breathing hard or looking up or whatever. And we had already chopped it up in the back. And Ray probably haven't even spoke to LeBron the whole time until he went out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, we had our moment with Ray. Now Ray want to have his moment with LeBron because, as you know, he won championships with both of us.
Paul Pierce here on the Rich Eisen Show, courtesy of DraftKings. What was it? Who did you meet on the 75th anniversary team? And you're like, oh, gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. What was that moment for you, Paul?
Man, that moment was like, oh, man, Jerry West, Kareem. Oh, my God. It was just magic. It's crazy that I'm saying old Lakers, too. But I grew up a Lakers fan.
Right. It had to be like so cool for the kid in you, right? That's the stuff you dream of. That's the stuff you dream of.
What's so crazy? Just being back there and me looking wide-eyed like a little kid in the candy store. I had to really catch myself like I'm in here, like I'm a part of this, But I was like a fan for the most part. But then I had to keep catching myself when we took the picture, and I had to look to my left and you see Magic and Iverson and LeBron and the Jerry West and Kareem. It's like, wow, this was unreal. It's like you're never gonna get a room like that ever again.
Paul,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course,
it was just like surreal.
That's amazing. Paul Pierce here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to a little bit at the matter at hand right now. Warriors Nation not terribly happy with Marcus Smart. Neither is Steve Kerr, as he was diving for a loose ball yesterday, rolled into Steph's foot that apparently might keep him out all the way to the playoffs, if not maybe dangerously close into the playoffs. What did you make of all of that, Paul Pierce?
I looked at it and I was just like, that's Marcus Smart. I don't think he intentionally tried to say, I'm going to dive on the ball and sprain Steph's ankle. That's how Marcus Smart plays. We all know that. He plays 100. He gives you 110. He's taking charges, diving for loose balls. And I looked at it and I'm like, that's just the NBA we are in today, because 10 years ago, nobody would even said nothing about that. That's just a hard play. Now that we're in an era to where you can't touch nobody, you look at somebody wrong, it's a technical, it's like crazy. Like, I just thought he was playing hard. It's just unfortunate that he landed on Steph's ankle. But if that was Steph diving and that was Marcus Smart, nobody would have said nothing. But since that's Steph, one of the guys who's the face of the league and a crucial part of what the Warriors do, everybody's going to bring it up. It's going to be a hot topic.
Yeah, but one of the guys who's upset about it is from the era of where that you're referring to, where guys could touch one another. In Steve Kerr, he got he got hit.
Yeah,
he got his lights punched out by Jordan.
Of course he's going to be upset. He lost his MVP. How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? You lost at this late in the season. How would you feel? You lost one of your most important pieces, and this is the first time they had all three of them on the court. The first game, they big three played, and then Steph go down. I mean, yeah, as a coach, even though you come from that area, you be sick.
Paul Pierce here on the Rich Eisen Show. Who do you think is right now looking as the favorites to make the NBA Finals right now, Paul?
The NBA Finals, man, that's tough. It's tough out the West, but out of the East, man. Oh, man. I don't want to sound biased, but the Celtics are the best. They're playing better than anybody in the East right now. You know, you always got to say Milwaukee because they won it last year, but I gotta ride with my Celtic boys. I think they've been the best team over the last 25 games. Jason Tatum has taken this game to another level. Outside of that loss they just had at home to Dallas, they've been the best team in the East, and I think they can ride this all the way to the finals.
How about that? You don't think
in the Western Conference? I really think it's Phoenix is to lose. You know, look how they've been playing even without Chris Paul, and you know he's gonna come back. I think Phoenix is the odds-on favorite out west.
So you don't. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it this way, but I will anyway. What the hell? You don't buy Embiid and Harden? Going to be a two-man game that'll be tough to stop.
No, I don't buy it. No. It's hard for me to believe that you could make a mid-season trade and ride a team to the finals. I think they still have a long way to go because once playoffs is different. You know, all that stuff we see in the regular season is smoke and mirrors because now when you get to the playoffs, you play it against a top-tier team every night. Each round, the defense gets better, and I just don't see them throwing this trade together and making it to the finals this year. And you know, Harden's as great as he's been, in playoffs is different. We all know that. And when in tough situations, he has to show that he can overcome and be the best player, and he hasn't shown that yet. And we've seen this for too many years when it get thick, when it come down to that Game 6, Game 7, somehow I don't know why he lay an egg. I don't know why, but he does. As great as he is, and I love Hart. I mean, I think he's one of the top 25 players that ever played a game. But in them moments, I'm not sure right now.
What are you doing with DraftKings? Paul?
Right now, you know, I've been doing a lot of promos for DraftKings, but there's a couple that I just want to run by everybody. You know, on behalf of the DraftKings crew, I want to let everybody. The most important one though is, first of all, I want everybody. This is me saying bet responsible because this is March Madness, and everybody like to, you know, put in their bets, but on the most part, bet responsible. But I just want for the new users to know, you know, if they bet $5, they can get $200 in free bets on the college basketball money line in this tournament. So that's the big one I want to get out there.
Okay.
And at the same time, you know, like I like to say, bet responsible. This is March Madness. Everybody is excited about college hoops and everything as I am. And, you know, I'm a Kansas guy, so I'm feeling for the Jayhawks, you know, to win it all. Did you know that Kansas has the longest active streak of making it to the tournament? I didn't know this fact until a couple of days ago. But, I think it's about 32 straight years they made the tournament. This is the longest active streak. So, you know, if you're going to bet Kansas.
Well, I got Kansas coming out of the Midwest. I have Kansas coming out of the Midwest. I got your Jayhawks coming out of the Midwest. I just don't know if they're going to – I mean, this is Coach K.
You probably got Gonzaga winning it, don't you?
I do not. I have Kentucky winning it all.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
They don't.
Why? Why not?
I think they fool's gold.
But Kansas isn't? Kansas isn't?
Rock chop.
Kansas isn't. Let me just make a note of that. Okay. Hey, Paul, does this mean that you were pleased to be on this show? I get more Paul Pierce phoners into this program, if not out here in Los Angeles. You know, we're based right by LAX. Very simple. Very easy to get.
Anytime. You know, you want me to even come to the studio. You know I'm an LA guy, so.
I do know.
Let's go.
Yes. Let's do that. We'll have a Shabbat show together. How does that sound?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'd love it.
I want to do it Shabbat, man.
Let's do it on a Friday. We'll do it on a Friday.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have some good. We're going to eat good and talk it up.
Let's do it. Paul Pierce, you're the man. Thanks again for calling in. Thanks for calling in. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
You got it. That's Paul Pierce, everybody. Hall of Famer, 75th anniversary all-time team member.
Inglewood's finest.
Right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.